Maryland Delight, overcoming those gate issues to come out a winner. Even money favored at $5.20 to kick off that early pick five between Anthony Ferrier and Alnardo Boca Chica. Let's go ahead into race number 2 that does kick off that early pick 4. That pool is just about to hit $3,000. Keith has a nice little $24 ticket to give you some really good value here. In race number 2, he spreads 4 wide. Why not? In this maiden claiming 30,000 on the turf, going long on the turf, absolutely for sure. Race number 3 that does kick off the Rainbow Pick 6. He goes 2 deep with the 2 and the 7, giving you some good value underneath that morning line favorite of Carbonite in the number 2 with Street Hustle. Race number 4, he goes 2 deep with the 1 and the 4. Pep Outlaw and Jamie Ness's 2x2. A nice take on Pep Outlaw that we'll have in just a couple of races. And then in race number 5, he goes 1, 2, and 6. Why not? With his top selection being the one on the rail in Connie's Dance for a nice ticket of $24 even. Now let's take a look at what that race does kick off on. And it does kick off on this maiden claiming 30,000, as I mentioned. 1 mile and 16th on the turf for the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. We're taking a look right now at Hey Chief from last time out. That last effort with Phil Schoenthal did not get the cleanest break. As you can see, he gets squeezed through, takes back here. You're going to see it, just a nice little repeat again. Takes back, does a smart thing, takes this guy back, gives him a nice solid trip going around there for Phil Schoenthal. It was a good move by J-Ron Barbosa, who is, by the way, 5 for 10 in the money with Phil Schoenthal as of lately. So in addition to that, coming down here, this is what I was impressed with. He lost out to a Vaccination, who's, you can see, is the 2 horse in this race. But look how game this guy is coming on the rail. And then once he gets through, he really starts to open up, gets super confident, but he just gets nosed out. I do believe Marilyn Moon would have been, Vaccination was a little bit wide on him, so it wasn't really enough for him to register. But really, this is a horse that's kind of coming into his own. This was a real light switch of a race. So it was a winning type of run that we saw last time out. He just got nailed, as I mentioned, on the outside. So really going to be expecting a little bit more from him today, which is why he is your 2-1 favorite. Let's also talk about the number 11, and getting down on it for Mark Beecher gets Charlie Marquez in the saddle here today. A little bit of value at 9-1 on this gelding here. And last time out, he also had an inside trip in between horses last out, and was in between 2 horses that did end up getting a dead heat in that race. It was very exciting. So we get a little bit more of a distance. We go from the mile here to the mile and the 16th, which is exactly what I think this gelding will need for today. He also has an opportunity to get that perfect mid-pack type of positioning. He'll have plenty of time getting from the rail, from the break, from the gate, before we get into that turn, and he'll be able to handle himself approbably. It also makes sense that 2-back over at Delaware on this distance, he also had a little bit of trouble as well. So he came from a couple of troubled trips to start off 2023, and then he finally showed himself a little bit last time out. So again, kind of building off of the success of what we've seen in that last start. So as a value for 9-1, absolutely loving this. Also, Charlie Marquez doing well for Mark Beecher in the 1 turf try he's had with him so far this year. But let's take a turn and talk about one that's at 6-1 in the number 5. Awesome strike for Robbie Bales. Gets Carol Cedeno in the saddle here today. And last time out, got back into the swing of things from a little bit of a late spring spacing in between races, and lost out to neutral, where that was a McGee first-time turf starter, and McGee is hitting at a near 50% barn trend of first-time starters on the turf. So that says a lot within itself. I also do think that this guy just hangs a little bit, especially in that last effort of what I saw, so which is why I like Carol Cedeno, because she can get a bit on top of these horses and get a bit aggressive when needed, and I think this is certainly a gelding that will need that. So I do like that 6-1 for the number 5 awesome strike for Robbie Bales. Let's go ahead and take a look at the number 9. We're back down to a little bit of a value in the number 9 at 13-1 in a Longworth for Katie Voss. Gets William Humphrey in the saddle today. Try the turf for the first time out Second time routing, much better effort here today. Seems to enjoy the turf. We're just going to, and ended up still getting tired. Didn't switch to that outside lead. So, again, this is one where you can look for a little bit of value because underneath, I would say, for this horse to improve a little bit. And as the jocks are coming in and we're waiting for the jocks up, we are just 8 minutes away from that early pick four pool, just over $3 grand on its way to $4 grand.
Second race 6 minutes away. Scratch 7, 12, 13, and 14. Exacta, trifecta, superfecta, double, pick 3, pick 4. On a long turf course, real 0 setting, turf firm. Claude Sovereign with the best turned out runner in this race. Best turned out, North Highland. Four minutes, pick 4. 2 minutes. Pick 4. Stepping up to the turf, the all-along course, race 2. Approaching the starting gate. And the horses reach the starting gate for race 2. Loading in now, Stella Lute, Hey Chief, Giant's Bane, Silk Prince, Imagine It, Longworth, North Highland, Elusive, Getting Down on It, Awesome Strike 5-2, they're off. Solid break for Imagine It. On the inside is Stellar Lute. Hey Chief will take back now. The far outside, Getting Down on It is in a hurry. Here comes Getting Down on It up to the lead. Silk Prince there and Stellar Lute racing down to the inside. North Highland next. Silk Prince back in 4th spot now, heading on to that turn run. And they are followed by Imagine It as they round that turn. Drifting out wide is Imagine It. Elusive carry just a tad wide. Back to Awesome Strike and Giant's Bane. Hey Chief has dropped to the back of the pack now with Longworth Longworth trailing the field. Race around the turn with about 6 furlongs left to go. Getting down on it, shows the way by 2 lengths. Getting down on it from North Highland, just shading second now from Silk Prince in third, and Stellar Loot on the inside racing in fourth, and it's another 5 lengths back. And next to the outside is Giant's Bane, who's advancing while 3 wide. In between horses 2 is Imagine It, running with that one within 5.5 or 6 of the pacemakers. Awesome Strike just at an even clip at this point. And ridden along is Elusive to the back of the pack with Hey Chief on the inside, and Longworth is trailing the field. Far turn run, getting down on it, challenged by North Highland. Outside, Giant's Bane begins to gain. And next is Stellar just in behind there, racing in fourth. An Awesome Strike coming widest of them all. Elusive is next, the far outside, and Hey Chief has cut the corner home, beginning to improve as well. Just in a bit of traffic into the stretch for a long left to go. Awesome Strike at Giant's Bane, and Hey Chief with a game rally down to the inside. Awesome Strike just in front. Hey Chief extreme outside is Elusive. Here's Awesome Strike and Carol Cedeno. Awesome Strike in the photo second. Hey Chief and Elusive, followed by Stellar Loot and Longworth. Five Awesome Strike first, and Elisa's second, to Hey Chief third, 1 Stellar Loot fourth, 6 Giants Bane fifth. Awesome Strike, unofficial winner of race 2. Official. Awesome strike. Carol Cedeno aboard for Comlo LLC. Robbie Bales, trainer. 4-year-old bay gelding by Awesome again. Out of Strike Right Now by Tiz Now. Bred in Ontario by Sam's Farm. $2 exacta $51. Dollar trifecta 70-60. Dollar superfecta 1,463.10. By 5 double 1960. Third race, scratch 3 of Willow Paps. Start of the Rainbow, pick 6, 19,951 carryover. Fourth race, 1 2x2, jockey Daniel Centeno. Scratch 3, Walkaway Joe, 6 Dixie Draw, 7 Maximum Impact. In the fifth, no changes. Sixth race, scratch a 2-spot, 11 Irish Zapper, 15 Intro. Note the 13 and 14 will run. Seventh race, scratch 1, Float On. Scratch 6, Savoy. Eighth race, scratch number 8, Kobalov. $17 minutes to race 3, pick 6.